as you settle into this grounding shape, take your shoulders and relax them either down into the earth or away from your ears. And then check in with your face, your forehead, your jaw, the space between your eyebrows. Give yourself permission to settle in and land and arrive, knowing that your task for the next 60 minutes is simply to breathe and move in the way that makes you feel most comfortable. I'll give you suggestions, and you're welcome to follow my suggestions, always keeping in mind that you're modifying for your own personal practice today and every day. Yoga is never a competition. It's not a competitive sport, but rather an opportunity for you to connect and to make space. So deepen the breath. Fill up on the inhalation. Empty completely on the exhalation. And see if you can cultivate a little pause at the top of the inhalation and at the base of the exhalation, which will assist you in slowing down and in making space. If you'd like to set an intention or a dedication for today's practice, you can bring your hands to your heart, one hand over the other, or hands together, or one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, whatever's comfortable. Connecting your palms to your body. Call to mind your intention or your dedication for today's practice. Take a moment to sit with it. Take a deep breath in and let a full breath go. If you're not on your back, make your way onto your back. Take the soles of your feet to the earth. Step the feet out nice and wide and start to tick-tock the knees back and forth. So drop the knees to one side and then the other side. Finding a little rotation in the lower part of your back, but keeping your shoulders and shoulder blades connected. And then come to stillness, send that right leg up, interlace your fingers behind your thigh, roll your right ankle around, point and flex. Maybe pull the leg in a little closer if that feels okay. Encourage some length through the back of the right leg. And then we'll bend the right knee and pull the right knee across the body for a supine twist. Extend your right arm long, send your nose to the sky. Find 3 breaths here. And if you have props nearby, if you're working with props, please feel free to incorporate them anytime you need a little extra support. And then draw yourself back through neutral, soles of the feet on the ground. We'll do it on the other side, taking the left foot up. Same thing here, some movement through the ankle, through the toes, maybe pulling the leg in closer to your face. And then we'll bend the left knee and use the right arm to guide the left leg across the body. Find your little twist here. And then coming back to neutral, let's send our legs out long in front of us. We're gonna find banana shape. Walk both feet over to the bottom left corner of the mat and drape the right ankle over the left. And then take a hold of your right wrist with your left hand and walk your hands to the top left corner of the mat. Now roll your hips and your shoulders so that they're touching the earth and your nose faces the sky. Think about making space through the right side of your body here. And then switch sides, find that banana shape on the other side, switching the cross of your ankle, switching the hold of your wrist, lengthening through the left side body this time, but rotating the shoulders and the hips down to the ground. And then back to neutral, pull the knees in towards the chest, take the hands behind the thighs. Take a few rocks and rolls here if that feels okay on your spine. Go 3 or 4 times. And we're gonna meet in table pose. So come all the way up onto hands and knees, making your way into your table pose, stacking your joints. We're gonna come straight to our cow-cats, dropping the belly down on the inhalation, and then rounding the spine on the exhalation. Keep going there. And after this next round of cat-cow, let's make our way into child's pose, toes together, knees apart, home base. Reaching out long in front of you, you can bring your forehead to the mat. Let's come back up onto hands and knees. We'll make our way into our first down dog. Hips high to the sky, pedal your feet, take some movement here. Sway the hips, shake the head. Really coming into this first inversion. Go ahead and measure it out by rolling forward into plank and taking your shoulders over your wrists. And then as you exhale, make your way back to downward facing dog. Let's start walking feet to hands. We're gonna take a forward fold here. So step out wider than your hips. Take ragdoll, opposite elbows rest in opposite hands. Sway. If it feels good to take a bend in your knees, you can take a generous bend in your knees or a slight bend in your knees. Remembering to do what your body is asking of you today. Maybe you need a little deeper bend. Maybe you need a more shallow bend. And then releasing your hands, we're gonna walk the feet right under the hips. Bending into the knees slightly. Let's come all the way up, reaching hands to the sky. Bring your hands together at your heart. Find your mountain pose. Stand up nice and tall. Inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips. Inhale to lengthen halfway, flat back, long spine. Exhale to fold. Let's do that again. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. Let's step just the right foot back. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Drop the back knee. Untuck the back toe and send the arms up. Interlace your fingers over your head. Flip your palms. Let's find a little back bend here. Lift the chest, lift the chin, and then take the hands down to frame the front foot. Tuck the back toe and lift the back knee. Take a deep bend into your right knee. We're gonna step forward, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise, palms together. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. This time left foot steps back. Same thing here. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Drop the back knee. Untuck the back toe. Sweep up the hands and interlace your fingers over your head. Flip the palms. Lift the heart. Lift the chin. Find your back bend. Drop your hands down to frame your front foot. Tuck your back toe. Lift your back knee. Gaze to the top of the mat. Big step forward. Forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, fold here. Inhale to rise. Exhale, let it go. Hinge at your hips. Come all the way down. Inhale, lengthen halfway, flat back. Exhale, fold here. Plant your palms. Step back to your high plank. Once you find your high plank, take your knees to the mat. We're going to lower to the belly, elbows into the ribs. Come all the way down onto the belly. Inhale, little baby cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Do that again, little baby cobra. Forehead to mat. Tuck your toes. We're going to come back to downward facing dog. Use the strength in your arms, hips to sky. Let's start walking feet to hands again. We'll come back into our forward fold. Step out a little wider this time. Take your hands behind your back, interlace your fingers. See if you can find that shoulder opening, that chest stretch. Find clearing breaths as you let your head hang heavy. And then hands come down, feet are right into the hips as we rise back up. Bring your palms together, and as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. We're going to find a few sun salutations here. Inhale to rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold here. Make your way to down dog. So if you'd like to take your flow, you start at the top of the push-up, lower down halfway, elbows to ribs. Inhale as you lift the chest. Exhale as you come to your down dog. Take a couple of breaths here in down dog. And then look to the top of the mat, soften your knees, feet to hands, lengthening halfway on the arrival. Exhaling, Uttanasana, forward fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, lift. One breath, one movement. Exhale, fold. Lengthen halfway and fold. Go ahead and meet in down dog, flowing if you'd like to flow. Be intentional with each posture. No rushing. Look to the top of the mat. Maybe this time you'd like to bend your knees and take a little hop. Lift up halfway when you arrive and fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. Go or flow. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Hold your down dog here. This time, let's take the right leg up. Lift it up, lead with the heel. Nice and easy with control. We're going to take the right knee to touch the right elbow, hover it here. Send it back. And then we're going to step it through and find warrior one, rising up. Lift up. Take a moment to settle into the feet, bending into the front knee. Bring your hands to your heart. Let's step forward to stork pose. Bring the right knee in. Left knee in, I'm sorry. Standing on the right foot, left knee in. Coming into figure four, cross the ankle, over the thigh, and then find chair pose, set it down. Fix your gaze, we're gonna find balance and breath. Straighten the knee, bring the left knee back in. With control, warrior one. Step back, fingertips rise. Big breath in here. As you exhale, take the hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers, palms together, shoulder blades together. Lift the chest, lift the chin. Humble warrior, long spine. Drop down, send your gaze to your left foot and maybe bring your fist up and over your head. Find big clearing breaths here. And then hands come down to frame the front foot. We're gonna come to standing splits. Oh my gosh, that's a huge cricket in here. All right, back leg comes up. Drop the head. Find your breath. Step back to warrior one, rise up as you inhale. Bring the hands together at the heart again. Straighten the front knee. Let's step in a little bit with the back foot and square your hips to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach up high to the sky. And as you exhale, get as much length as you can through the back. Long spine, long spine. We're gonna come into revolve triangle. So the left hand's gonna come down to the inside of the right foot. Right hand can start at the right hip. Start to open through the chest if that's in your practice, or you can leave the right hand at the right hip, thinking about finding length through the low spine. And then drop your hand down, step to the top of the mat, forward fold, forward fold. Next time you inhale, come up halfway. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands together at your heart. Inhale to rise, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, empty your lungs, fold here, and meet me in downward facing dog. You can always flow. And I always recommend that not every single vinyasa needs to be a flow. It's good to give your shoulders a break. This time the left leg's gonna come up nice and easy. Left knee, left elbow. Let's send it back again, inhale. This time we're gonna step through and find warrior one. Rise up, fingertips high. Take a moment to settle. Like your feet are glued into the mat. Then bring your hands together at your heart. Start to think about coming forward into stork pose, bringing your right knee in towards your chest. And then cross ankle over thigh. Sit down into that chair, one-legged chair. Finding your balance here, fixing your gaze. Straighten the knee, come back to standing and pull the right knee into the chest again. With control, stepping back, warrior one, rise on the inhalation. Take the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. Maybe you can interlace your fingers, non-habitual pattern here, and then find your chest opener, lift your heart, lift your chin, long spine to come down to your humble warrior. Looking at your right foot. Drop your hands down to the mat. Let's find our standing splits, peeling the back leg up. Lead with the right heel. See if you can let your head hang heavy. See if you can take a little bit of pressure out of the fingers, maybe floating one hand, floating the other hand, giving your balance more of a challenge. And then bend into the standing knee, step it back with control. We're gonna come back to warrior one. Rise up. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Straighten your front knee. Let's step in a little bit. Square the hips to the front of the mat. And then reach up tall and start to make length in your spine as you reach ahead of you, forward. Drop the right hand down. You can bring a block or a book under the right hand and start to think about that revolved triangle. pulling the left hip back, keeping the low back flat, encouraging the left shoulder over the right. And then release your hand down to the mat, stepping forward to your forward fold. This time, let's walk toes together, heels apart, coming into chair pose, sphinx pose, sit it down. Exhale as you lower. And then next time you inhale, we're gonna come and stand and bring our hands to our heart. Let's try that again. Inhale, come forward, sweep forward, chair pose. Exhale, press your feet into the earth and come to stand, Tadasana, mountain pose. Let's do that one more time. Find your chair. Come to stand as you exhale. This time, plant your right foot, bring your left foot in. Let's step back with control, warrior one feet. So step the left foot back, set it down, find your warrior one. Inhale, rise up. As you exhale, come right back down to frame your front foot, step back to plank, hold your plank. We're gonna work on side plank. Right hand comes under the nose, heels tip to the right. You know your variations here. You're welcome to drop the bottom knee or take a different foot variation. See if you can encourage the right shoulder over the right wrist and find your side plank. You can also take your left toes, plant them down behind your right leg, wild thing, lifting your hips up high, reach your left arm up and over your head. And we'll meet in child's pose. So make your way to child's when you're ready. Coming back to your downward facing dog, hips high to the sky. Let's start to walk our feet forward, coming into our forward fold. This time lengthen halfway when you arrive. And as you exhale, just fold, just fold. Inhale to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, palms together, bring your hands to your heart. On your next inhalation, find your chair pose, sit down and back. Strong feet. Exhale, use to strengthen your legs to stand up and bring your hands together at your heart. Do that a couple more times. Inhale, lower down with control. Exhale to stand with control. One more time, lower. Coming back to Tadasana. This time we'll start bringing the right knee in towards the chest. Stepping back, warrior one. Plant the foot and rise. Come all the way up on the inhalation. And then as you exhale, dive down, frame your front foot, step back to plank and hold it. We'll try that on the other side, side plank variation. So tilting onto your left hand, the heels tilt to the left. Find your variation. You can drop your ball of your foot behind you for your wild thing. Take whatever challenge you'd like. And when you've had enough side planking, child's pose will be our next pose. And then we'll meet back in our downward facing dog. This time, let's send the right leg up high. Option to bend your knee and roll the right hip over the left. Option to flip your dog if you're feeling it today. So make your right foot heavy with the earth, catch your right foot and peel the right arm up, lifting your chest high. And then as you exhale, let's meet back in down dog. Splits with the right leg high in the sky. This time we're gonna exhale and bring the right knee to the nose, cheetah pose, round the spine. Do that again, send it back. Use the strength in your arms to push forward and bring the knee to the nose. Do that again, really slowly with control. Inhale, exhale, find your cheetah. Inhale, send it up. This time, step your right foot between your thumbs. Take the back foot to 90 degrees. We're coming to warrior two. Press into your feet and rise. Take a moment to rotate your torso towards me. And then arms spark out in separate directions. Feet are glued to the mat. Next time you inhale, straighten the front knee and bring your palms together at your heart. As you exhale, find your warrior two again. Let's do that a couple more times. Breath in, match the breath with the movement. Warrior two. Do that one more time. Inhale, find your warrior two. This time, straighten your front knee for triangle. So I like to step the back foot in a little bit, make a shorter triangle shape with my legs, and then tilt the left hip back, reach forward with the right hand, and find your triangle. Pull the left shoulder back over the right shoulder. And try not to collapse into the hand. You can use your tips of your fingers or your whole hand, just don't put a lot of pressure there. If you want to take the right arm up and reach forward, you can do that, asking a little more of your core. And then we'll start working towards half moon here. So I like to use a block, bringing it out in front of the right foot, start sending your weight into your right foot. Start to open your body, left hip over right hip, left shoulder over right shoulder. If you want to work on the bind, you can bend the left foot and see if you can reach back and grab the left foot with the left hand. Or you can reach in that direction. Maybe you can even work towards taking the right hand off the block. Seeing if you can float it. And then we're going to meet in warrior two again. So stepping back with control, take a moment to settle in. So since we tend to hold our breath in balancing poses, let's restart our breath. So as you inhale, straighten the front knee, palms together. Exhale, warrior two. Do that twice more. Warrior two. One more time, hands together. Warrior two. This time, flip just the front palm. Come to your peaceful warrior and hold it. Straighten the front knee and come onto the heel of your right foot. Side body stretch. And then release the foot, warrior two. Flip the front palm again. Let's come around to frame our front foot. Low lunge. Hold your low lunge. You're coming onto the ball of your left foot. From here, we're going to take our reverse skandasana. So plant your left hand, take your right hand and reach behind you. Come onto the knife edge of your right foot, the knife edge of your left foot. Lift your hips and hold. Try not to collapse into your left shoulder here. Right knee can kind of go out to the side a bit. And then bring your hands back around to frame your front foot and find plank. Strong plank. Take your flow or meet me in down dog. Let's try that on the other side. So left leg's gonna float up. Bending the knee, bring the left hip over the right hip. You can stay here in balance or you can work on flipping your dog. Peeling the left arm up and reaching back behind you. Coming back to down dog splits. Send the left leg high. We'll take cheetah, so think about doing this slowly with breath. Next time you exhale, knee comes in towards the nose. Twice more. Knee to nose. One more time. Knee to nose. Send it back. And then the foot, left foot's gonna come between your thumbs, back foot's coming to 90 degrees. Use the strength in your legs to find warrior two. Settle in, plant your feet. Straighten the front knee, palms together, inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Twice more. Warrior two. Do that again, inhale. Warrior two. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then straighten your knees, start working towards your triangle pose. Roll the right shoulder over the left shoulder. Open the heart. Option to take the left hand and float it up, palm up. And then pull yourself back up. Find your warrior two. We're gonna start working towards our half moon. So step the back foot in a bit. I need to grab a block. Grab a block if you'd like one. And then start to tilt down. Think about a wall being behind you. You can press your shoulder blades and your hips into the wall. If there's an actual wall behind you, feel free to use it. It really helps with alignment. If you have the bind on the other side, you can work towards the bind. Sometimes the bind works better on one side than the other. Maybe you can work on floating the left hand up and away from the ground or the block. Again, maybe better on one side than the other. We're gonna meet in warrior two. So step back, realign your warrior two legs, and then gaze over the front fingertips. Inhale, straighten the front knee, palms together. Exhale, warrior two. Strong arms, inhale together. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, palms together. Warrior two. This time we'll flip just our front palm, reach up and back, and then straighten the front knee and come onto your left heel. Find that side body stretch. Release the foot, bend the knee, warrior two. Flip the front palm, reverse warrior. And then bring your hands around, frame your front foot, low lunge, come onto the ball of your back foot. This time the right hand's gonna plant. You're gonna reach the left hand back and come onto the knife edge of both feet as you lift the hips high. Let the left knee wing out. Press into the right hand. Come back through center, step back to plank. And we'll meet in down dog. If you wanna flow again, you can flow. And then once you get to down dog, let's rest for a few breaths in child. Come back onto hands and knees and send the right leg out long behind you, long spine. Left hand's gonna come forward, long spine, thumb up. Bend the right knee and see if you can reach back and grab the right foot with the left hand. Pressing hand into foot, foot into hand. Think about this as a back bend, lifting your chest up and coming into the middle of your spine. This is called tiger pose. And then we'll do it on the other side. So drop the knee down. Send the left foot back, send the right arm forward. Same thing here. See if you can grab the foot. Sometimes it's easier on one side than the other because none of us have perfectly straight spines. So finding your tiger pose. Okay, drop it down, come to down dog, and then walk hands to the back of the mat. And we'll try that standing. So come all the way up, gather your hands at your heart. Plant your right foot, spread your right toes wide, and take your left knee in towards your chest. We're gonna take the left hand to the left shin, slide it down and grab onto the foot. So I like to grab the top of my foot. Some people like to flip their hand and grab the inside of the foot. So just do what feels good. I like to grab the outside of the foot. And then make sure the left knee is pointing down towards the earth. We'll start working towards dancer, keeping a little bend in your right knee. Spread your right toes wide and start to press your foot into your hand as you lift your chest forward. So sternum's going to come forward as you squeeze your shoulder blades together. If you want to add the right hand can reach out in front of you or it can reach up. See if you can find stillness and breath here. We're balancing. And then start to bring your right hand back down towards your right hip. Pull your left knee into your chest and squeeze the left knee in towards the left armpit. Drop it down slowly. Good. So we were probably holding our breath. Let's reset. Inhale to come up, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, come up, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. So we'll prepare for dancer on the other side. Take a moment to plant the left foot, spread the left toes wide, and bring the right knee in. So I can already feel that I'm more wobbly on this side, so I'm going to take a moment to really center myself. And then bring the knee in, hand to shin. Slide the hand down the shin, bend the knee. First thing I like to do is make sure the knee is pointing towards the ground. And then set your hand where you want to set your hand. I think officially it's meant to be on the inside of your foot. I just feel better with it on the outside of my foot. Start to kick the foot into the hand, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting the chest forward. If you want to add the left hand, you can add the left hand. If you can keep the breath flowing, breath and balance here. And then back to neutral. Start to pull the right knee back in towards the chest. Interlace your fingers at your right shin and pull the knee in. Set it down. Good, shake it out. So we're at the back of the mat now. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lengthen halfway. Exhale to fold. Let's walk our hands forward to plank pose. So find your nice strong plank pose here, and then float your right foot up so it's hovering, three-limbed plank. Take the right knee to the right elbow and hold it, hold it, hold it. We're going to take the shin behind the wrists for pigeon. So take a moment to set up with your pigeon, extend the leg behind you, come onto your back for figure four, all the things I always say. Block under the hip if that feels more appropriate. One thing to remember in pigeon is that you want both of your hips in one plane. So if one hip is up, find something to prop it with. And if that hurts, come onto your back and take your figure four. So settling into your version of this pose, stay for maybe 15 breaths. So you can come down onto your forearms or your forehead. And then come up onto your palms. Tuck your back toe, lift your back knee. Let's find our downward facing dog. Go ahead and pedal your feet out. Sway your hips. Maybe take a flow if you need a flow between sides. And then let's meet back in plank. Come forward into your plank. Cover your left foot up, 3-limbed plank, hold it, and then bring the left knee, slide it towards the left elbow, hold it, and then take the shin forward, find your pigeon. Take a minute to set up. Doesn't have to be the same on this side. You can do figure 4 on one side, pigeon on the other. You can rock back and forth a little bit until you find the sensation that you're craving, and then come on down. Start to make your way back up onto your palms. Tuck your back toe, lift the back knee. Let's come back to our downward facing dog. Pedal your feet, take your movement. If you want to take a flow, take a flow. We'll meet in down dog. And then from down dog, let's walk our feet and our hands towards the center of the mat. So we'll be in a forward fold at the center of the mat. We're going to come to seated, but this is an opportunity to practice crow if you'd like to practice crow. So up to you. Go ahead and practice if you want to practice. Maybe leave your toes down today. Tilting forward, lifting heels. And we will meet in a seated position when you're finished practicing your crow. Legs crossed at the top of the mat. Rock back and forth a little bit. Sitting up tall, take your shoulders up and back away from your ears a few times. And then if you have a strap or a belt from your robe or whatever it is, grab that. You can also do it without the strap. I'm going to show you, but if you have one, I like it. So we're going to send the right leg long and bring the left leg in. So rather than rotating the torso over the extended leg, go ahead and rotate your torso over your bent leg. And then take your strap up and over your head, or you can do it just with your arms. Make sure both hips are planted, and then start to rotate your chest even more over your bent knee. So really opening up over your bent knee. And then start to drop your right hand down towards your right foot. See if you can find some length through the left side of the body. I have my right hand actually resting on my right shin, but it doesn't have to be. Then pull yourself up to neutral. Release the strap and rotate your torso over your extended leg this time. Reach up high, both hands reach up. Exhale, reach towards your foot, forward fold, head to knee pose. Lengthen on the inhalation. Fold to reach nose towards knee on the exhalation. And then we'll do it on the other side. So come back up through neutral, switch the legs, and then rotate your torso over your bent knee, your right knee, and take your strap or your arms up wide. Start to pull the right shoulder back even more. And then start to hinge at your hips so you find length through your right side body this time. back to neutral. Release the strap. Change the rotation of your chest so that you're sitting with your chest over your extended leg. Reach up and fold. And then come back up. This time we're going to take both legs out in front of us, lean back on your hands. Let the knees fall from side to side, coming onto one hip and then the other hip. And we'll make our way onto our backs. We're going to work on bridge pose. So I like to have a block for bridge pose. My low back sometimes gives me trouble. The vertebrae are kind of squished. And so I like to have a support here under my lumbar spine. But either way, you're going to walk your feet together so that the knees are in line with the ankles and the hips. So you don't want to be splayed out or broken in. And then engage the feet, pressing them down and away from you, as if you're trying to pull that mat out from under you with your feet. Palms can come down next to you by your hips. Feel free to press into the feet and lift up through the hips, coming onto your shoulder blades or shoulders, lifting your chin a little, lifting your chest a little. I'm going to stay here on my block for a more restorative bridge. And as you're laying on your back, you have really good access to your ribs and to your lungs. So as you breathe in, you can really notice and encourage the expanding on the inhalation. And so if you're in bridge pose and you'd like to start lowering down, slowly, one vertebra at a time, bring the tailbone down last. Let the knees rock from side to side. You're welcome to take a second bridge now, same thing, or you can start to bring the block underneath you for a more supportive bridge. And when you're ready, press into the feet firmly and start to lift up into your next bridge. It doesn't have to be super high. You can have a lower bridge. We definitely don't want to make the back feel like it's being pinched in any way. So keeping the feet engaged is very helpful in that. Next time you exhale, one vertebra at a time, lowering down, tailbone comes down last. Option for one last bridge if you want it, or one last supported bridge. Take your final back bend. If you have another back bend in mind that you're really craving, go ahead and do that. I can't see you guys very well, but you know your practice, and I'll do anything that's painful or dangerous for your body. And then release out of your final back bend when you're ready. Take the feet out wide. Rock the knees from side to side to realign the low spine. And then after you take a few rocks from left to right, pull the knees into the chest and wrap your arms around your shins, rock side to side with your knees tucked in. And we'll take a twist to the right. Both knees fall to the right. Right hand can rest on the left thigh. Left arm extended. Rotate through the chest. See if you can let your upper body melt. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Knees tuck in, coming into a little ball, and then make your way into your supine twist, knees to the left, arm to the right. Finally, coming back through center for your final rocks and rolls, or your happy baby. Returning back to your center, realigning your spine, and preparing for final rest. So when you're ready for your final resting pose, settle in. It's important, really important, to take this posture at the end of the class to absorb the benefits of your practice. So take a deep breath, settle in, scan your body, and give yourself permission to melt just for a couple minutes. Start to deepen your breath. Invite some movement back to your body. And then pull your knees in towards your chest and make your way onto your right side. Coming to rest for just a moment in your fetal position. We'll meet in a seated position. Come up with minimal effort. Bring your hands together at your heart. Take a moment to offer some gratitude for today's practice. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.